ready? Hold on.
The time is 7:01. I'd like to call to order the regular Board of Trustees meeting for May 6th, 2026. Roll call, please.
Mr. Kraft?
Present.
Mr. Adler?
Present.
Ms. Watson is absent.
Can we all rise for the pledge, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Any changes to the agenda? If not, I move that we approve the agenda as proposed.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Adler?
Yes.
Oh, Mr. Kraft?
Yes.
Mr. Caldwell, do we have any minutes to approve?
No minutes. I have them completed, but just haven't gotten them to you yet.
Okay, then can we go ahead with the fiscal officer report and approval of warrants?
The first item I have is actually a budget amendment. It's to appropriate $25,000 from previously unappropriated funds. It's actually just a transfer for the legal services of Bricker and Graydon for TIF counsel. We had previously, when we approved that, there were no TIF funds available to pay them. But now that we've gotten the first half settlement from the Union County Auditor, we have TIF funds in the Jerome Township Innovation District TIF. So we're appropriating the money out of there to pay for those services.
Okay, well, I move that we appropriate those funds to cover these services.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Kraft?
Yes.
Mr. Adler?
Yes.
Next, we have approval of the warrants per your pending warrant reports. There are warrants 46,541 through 46,576 and 96,061 through 96,071.
I move that we approve those warrants.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Kraft?
Yes.
Mr. Adler?
Yes.
That's all I have for right now. Forgot to mention it for under old business is the wayfinding project, so we'll do that when we get to old business.
Let's see. Next on the agenda is public participation. I have three names here. The first is David Beam. Would you please come up, state your name and address?
David Bean, 11575 Industrial Parkway and 11541 Industrial Parkway, own both parcels. The reason I'm here tonight is a concern that I have about an AES substation being put in across from those parcels. It'll be directly in my front yard and my daughter's front yard who lives next to me. We have received no information from AES. I think Mr. Nolan has, that we have not directly. We're worried about setbacks, we're worried about lighting, and we were wondering if the township could provide any information to us on that.
I saw a response earlier today from Mr. Snowden saying that we have not received anything either from the substation project at this time. They are obligated to notify us, but we have not received it.
Great, that's what I kind of figured. All right. Thank you. Mr. Nolan has some information.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Please state your name and address.
Mike Nolan, 12300 Beecher Gamble Road, Marysville, Ohio. As Mr. Bean just said, he notified me, I think a week ago or so, that there had been some surveying going on across the road from him. So I just sent him a note, and I kind of did a lookup of where we were with this, and I did send an email out last night, and I thank you for getting that. If you didn't read it, get a chance later, but thank you for the responses. Appreciate that very much. I just want to, just very quick, so we were notified, the neighbors and I were notified last fall, and then again in December we got something in the mail that showed the project and the details, and they asked us for any community input, questions, anything like that. So I sent mine back by email Didn't get any response until early February, and I just want to read one of the 5 questions that I put out there and then the AES response, just for everybody's information. I said, Jerome Township recently approved a new comprehensive plan that designates Industrial Parkway as a rural viewscape from Route 42 all the way down to Flat Road. With future planned commercial development on the north side of Industrial Parkway, an effective visual buffer is to be constructed. And I said that could be mounds, trees, deeper setbacks, building height restrictions, etc. And maintained, this is it to be maintained along the north side of Industrial Parkway. My questions were, will this be incorporated into the design and placement of the proposed Meadow substation? And also, will nighttime lighting be eliminated because this location is directly across the road from multiple existing rural residential properties, Mr. Beans being one of them. And the response that I got from the project manager, Mr. Robert Steele, and he is, looks like out of Indianapolis, Indiana. In answer to that specific question, he said, AES Ohio will coordinate with Jerome Township engineers regarding the requirement, including nighttime lighting for the Meadow substation during the design phase. So that was purely just to let everybody know, because I didn't expect that you'd seen anything yet, because I haven't seen anything on the website, on the Ohio, help me with that. The sighting board, yeah. But we want to stay on top of this. Our question as residents is, would the township like us to be a part of this? Because I know that from previous conversations last year, we understand as residents that this is not something the township is responsible for. But we are happy to take on some of that. We've initiated some of that already. I think I'm the only one that received a response, but that was after 5 tries. But we're trying to be proactive here, and if there are things you can help us with, or you find that's in your purview to do, please let us know. But we just want to keep the horse before the cart, I guess.
We'll try to do that, and just, as you're aware, I attended that
Yes.
same meeting.
Yes.
I provided comments about our comprehensive plan, and I have not heard a response yet either.
Yeah, I've heard from different people, various people, some of which are here tonight, but I may be the only person that got a response. But I had to be very persistent.
And unfortunately, as you're aware, the utilities are not under our jurisdiction, so we can only hope to cooperate with them how they move forward.
Well, I'll be happy to reach out, and I think they have an office here established in Marysville now. I'm happy to go. I was going to do that anyway, but I just wanted, if we do this now proactively, I think we hopefully have a better chance of getting things designed in, and especially for the nighttime lighting. This location is also directly across from Retreat 21, which a lot of people like to be there in the evenings and without seeing a bunch of lights from a utility center. So,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Next on public comments, I've got Jeanette Harrington. Please state your name and address.
Jeanette Harrington, 10235 Mitchell DeWitt, Plain City. I got a couple things here, just clarification for me. I was at the March 17th meeting, but I left early. Did you guys in the IPD district, did you keep any property that Schottenstein's owned as a permit for the data centers to be a permitted use and not a conditional use? I did not see that in the minutes for March 17th.
Mrs. Harrington, why don't you let me provide you with a copy of the amendment as that was approved? That might give you the information you're looking for.
Okay, I just thought a simple yes or no if they.
Well, it's a 63-page amendment, so let me give you a copy of that. We can even do that this evening if you like. Following me, I'd be happy to give you a copy of that. Might answer your question.
All right, so for the record, I would like to begin with a question for Trustee Joe Kraft. and Joe, I'm not picking on you, it's just that you are the only sitting trustee when the IPD district was put in place. So I have some questions. So, as a sitting trustee, you voted to approve the IPD zoning area, which now includes multiple data centers. Can you explain how you based your decision to allow the first Amazon data center into the IPD area? What information did you have at the time about the company and its operations, and would you share that with the residents?
There was a lot going on when we approved the IPD district. It's over 700 acres total, and there were a lot of different uses in there, and I don't recall.
Okay, so, all right, well, specifically, were you informed about the potential impacts when your conversations with Amazon? Were you informed about the potential impacts of large-scale data centers such as water usage, heat generation, stormwater runoff, air quality concerns, and noise pollution? Did Amazon or any other party provide details about these issues during the approval process with them?
I wasn't involved in the approval process, but
Let me help you out here. So if you're referring to the AWS Warner Road location, that was rezoned to ORM district. It was not part of the IPD district. It is included within the overlay area now, but it was not included in. It actually preceded the drafting of the IPD district. It was a rezoning from rural residential district to office research medical district, which was consistent with the comprehensive plan for that piece of land at the time. It was a separate standard rezoning case, and there were multiple uses contemplated. They may not, the developer, the landowner, may not have even stated that they were proposing a data center at the time. That I can't recall, but I can give you a copy of that case file. It's a separate case file from the IPD text amendment case file.
Okay, I might get back with you on that.
Good.
Okay, additionally, did you or the board seek independent education or expert guidance regarding the types of cooling systems, industrial fans, and backup generators these facilities use, and how they might affect nearby neighborhoods? That would have been in the whole conversation when they came to you and Megan and CJ and talked about what they were doing.
we were probably talking about size of buildings, setbacks,
So you weren't,
those types of things.
I guess you
if
weren't,
they come and
you
talk to us.
probably weren't as informed then as you are now.
Well, we
on the
know,
first one.
I think that what the board said in the past is that what we know today is a lot more than what we knew, before in the past. And, we're doing our best to keep ourselves educated, and also other areas where these things are planned to share information. We get many other communities reaching out to us and asking us questions about data centers.
So, across the United States, many communities have implemented moratoriums. I didn't get to talk every time.
That's fine.
Moratoriums on new data centers to better understand their impacts. In contrast, Durham Township chose to rescind its moratorium. Can you explain the reasoning behind that decision?
The rescission of the moratorium came as we passed the
Rescinded
zoning
it. Why is Durham?
text amendment. It became effective 30 days after the zoning text amendment.
Well, I think if you're asking each one of the trustees why they voted for a text amendment that included a rescission of a moratorium, each one is going to have a different answer to that question. But if you're asking me as the zoning inspector, what I was tasked with, if you look at the original moratorium, the directive in that original moratorium resolution was for me, Regional Planning Commission, and legal counsel to review applicable zoning regulations and make suggestions to refine them. So, from my standpoint, the board went through a lengthy process to refine the regulations with a text amendment and to designate these as conditional uses in most cases and to provide what I concur are appropriate development standards for that use. And then at that point, the moratorium is rescinded. And moratorium is by itself temporary. A lot of people confuse the moratorium, the term moratorium with the term prohibition, which are two different things.
Yeah, I just needed a simple answer to that question.
Well, it's a
not
complex
simple.
question.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not simple.
Okay, so I've got two more questions. Does the township now have sufficient data and analysis to fully understand and mitigate the potential negative impacts on residents? Over 200 residents, along with 2 major subdivisions that are currently affected or will be affected, would appreciate transparency on this issue. And finally, has there been any discussion about limits on the number of data centers that Jerome Township will be permitting in the township? Have you ever discussed when is enough enough? Or are you just going to continue to, however, I understand they're coming through as a conditional use, but will they just continue to come in until we are just slam dunk so many that it's overtaken us?
It's similar to single-family housing developments or multifamily housing developments or car dealerships. We don't know, what necessarily is coming before the board.
I know, but do you feel it's important that
We're
a
not
cap-
recruiting any particular use out there, if that's what you're
And
asking.
some of that will be limited by other factors such as water utilities, electrical demand, et cetera. So we don't have a forecast at this point to be able to make that decision.
So no one's ever done any research regarding that. I guess you wouldn't. Like in
Barry,
Virginia, there's so
can I
many
help
of
out?
them.
To answer your question, yes. The answer is yes. We have talked about, not just as this group, but with the city of Marysville, including utilities. That's been a topic for the entire county. We've been in group discussions with other local governments about this topic, and yes, I think all of us collectively are paying very close attention to the size. Not all of them are the same size. Not all of them have the same needs or resources, and I think there's 5 different types. So it is a moving target as far as what type might come in, what resources that particular one might need. And so to answer your question briefly, yes, it has been discussed.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
You bet.
Hey, that's it. Joe, I didn't pick on you. You were just the only one.
That's fine, thank you.
Okay, moving on the agenda, I see no public safety officer present at this time, so we do not need an executive session this evening. So we're going to go right into the administrator report, Mr.
Yeah.
Stanley, if you can proceed with that.
Thank you, Mr. Adler. A couple brief updates. One, if you guys remember, we had been working for the better part of a year with AMH, who did the force main project out here. They had to remove a beautiful buckeye tree out front here. The new buckeye tree has been planted. It's back here in the back near the walking path towards the woods. You'll see it back there near a stake. That was just planted this week. Related, but not specific to that, just an update. We're still waiting on enough dry weather so the excavation can take place that would remedy some of the lack of grass out here, and the excavation that's needed next door to work on that swale a little bit on the side of the road department building. Moving on, had a negotiation meeting with the firm WSA that was selected to do the design of the township hall for the renovation project. They came back with a quote of $134,800. We in turn came back and asked several questions, and they were able to answer those questions sufficiently. So I would like to move forward with the board's approval to sign an agreement with WSA so that we can get the design of this building started and moving. And keep in mind, that also includes them staying with us all the way through construction as our site managers.
Could you
Let's see.
comment on the availability of funds for this project?
Sure. So currently, we have $3 million in the general fund. As you know, the Budget Commission with Union County has requested information in regards to what townships are going to be doing with any reserves that they're carrying in their funds. So our original estimates of potential renovations are ranged from like 900,000 to 1.2 million. So there are funds there for this project.
And is the amount for the design and coordination consistent with what's generally accepted for that?
Like, on the building of the road,
Yes.
Paul, I mean, is it percent
Yeah.
of the project, does this seem like something?
Well, that was
Makes
different because
sense.
that's a new build. This is a renovation,
Yeah.
so.
But it also includes, general management of the project. So that was like $26,000 of the 134 was the ongoing management of the renovation project itself. And that's consistent with what we paid for the management of the construction of the building next door.
Thank you, Robert.
And in the absence of Trustee Watson, have you had any conversation with her to make sure that she's okay with just?
Yes, and she was okay with it,
No
yes.
issues with this
Yes.
contract?
And I did see the email where Brandon said, if you're not okay with it, I need to know before tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No problems. Then I'm going to go ahead and make a motion that we proceed to designate Mr. Stanley to sign the contract, sign the agreement, and move forward with the renovation project.
I think it got revised, right?
Up to 135,000,
Yeah, and to amend the budget to provide for that.
and to amend the budget to provide for that.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Kraft?
Yes.
Mr. Adler?
Yes.
At the same time, similar project, different purpose. We had a small committee meet at Station 210 last week. We interviewed 3 potential firms to do the feasibility study, which is a much different process than the design, which we're doing here. Feasibility study is really the first step in determining what the next steps would be for that building. We were, as you remember, the age of the building is definitely a cause to hit the pause button and study that a little bit further. Two really did a very nice job. It was very, very close. My recommendation coming out of those meetings is to go with a firm called MSA. WSA is, and not to be confused, that's who's this one, but the firm is MSA. That's who I would bring forward to move into a contract negotiation with MSA.
Questions? I guess I would just like to comment that I was also part of that process, and I felt that the 2 firms were both very well qualified, and I feel it's important to get a new set of eyes on this feasibility study, so I would agree with Mr. Stanley on the MS data. Okay, so I guess I'd like to make a motion that we proceed to designate Mr. Stanley to negotiate a contract for the feasibility study of Fire Station 210.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Kraft?
Yes.
Mr. Adler?
Yes.
I don't know you're done until you look at me, so. I don't know you're done until you look over. I don't want to cut you off.
Also, under my report, you'll have the acceptance of a firefighter resignation. This comes from firefighter Lucas Hitchcock, who is moving back to where he's originally from. And that's effective on May 31st, so I need a motion to approve his resignation effective May 31st of this year.
So moved.
Second. Roll call.
Mr. Kraft?
Yes.
Mr. Adler?
Yes.
Also, we had asked to accept that new firefighters be approved by the board as they get offered jobs. There are 6 names in front of you. You should have in your folder. Do you want me to read them out loud, or you just want to approve the group as listed, Mr. Chairman?
I think we should name them.
Okay, I'll do the best I can on some of the names. Taylor Andrews, Ethan Smeagol, Ripley Sonati, Stuart Helmuth, Eris Karasaratis, and Ethan Yeasel.
And the first 4 of those are indicated as full-time
Full-time,
positions. The second,
yep.
the last 2 are part-time positions.
Correct.
I said
So-
move.
Second?
Roll call?
Mr. Kraft?
Yes.
Mr. Adler?
Yes.
You have the report from the fire department. I know they're doing ongoing training as well on the aerial. You also have a flyer there for the Touch a Truck event coming up and job fair at Glacier Ridge on May 16th from 11 a.m. to 1. That's always well attended, and we would urge the community to show up, and especially if you're interested in becoming a firefighter, stop by, talk to the staff there, and ask your questions. It's a great opportunity to interact, and I think the aerial will be out there for that event, so that's exciting as well. Road department, moving right along. The report is in front of you. They continue to try to get caught up in between rains. That's their on mowing. That's a lot of what they're doing right now. If you noticed out here on the side of the building, the concrete company, unfortunately, after they'd done the initial pour, rain moved in unexpectedly that night, and so they had to come back and kind of retouch that surface, but that is almost done out there, and we'll be moving the picnic table back over. They also did the path, or the concrete around, I should say, the columbarium in the cemetery, and that ends my report unless you have anything else, Eric.
Very briefly, I sent out the statistics for last month. In the coming weeks, one of future meetings, I'm going to be submitting a travel request to attend the state planning conference coming up in September.
That ends my report.
Thank you.
Yeah, I might add for the fire department, they do have hanging baskets on sale. It's indicated here that in-person sales are May 5th through May 9th over at both of the fire departments to support the fire team. Moving on then, under old business, Mr. Crawley, the topic of wayfinding signs.
Yes, you should have received an email from the Union County Tourism Department in regards to the wayfinding signage program that we've had discussions about several times over the past few years. They've indicated the township's portion of phase 1 is $32,084.15, and just wanted the board to approve that. They did go on to state, when I followed up, was that phase 2 is not anticipated anytime soon, in that phase 1 took 5 years to implement. So it's something they will be considering down the road.
And do we have funds to cover this phase 1?
Yes.
And are they allocated appropriately?
Yes.
I remember when we saw the bill for that whole suggestion, I was a little shell-shocked
Yeah.
about it.
So I think that's also why
Hopefully.
why they chose to break it apart into some different phases and spread it out over several years.
And do you recall from the email exactly what we're buying with this? Is it two wayfinding signs?
Yes. Double post panel, 15, roughly almost 16 feet tall.
Location.
Does not say. I think they were proposing at both kind of entrances to the township
Mhm.
along
That's my
Industrial
recollection.
Parkway.
That's my recollection.
Okay.
I know in previous submissions, we had sample graphics, but it included our old graphic when this started, so I know that they've gotten new graphic information from us.
I so move that we fulfill the commitment as the dollar amount that you stated, Mr. Caldwell, for the wayfinding signs. So moved.
Second.
Mr. Kraft?
Yes.
Mr. Adler?
Yes. Okay, moving right along with the new business, we have the first item is review and approve public records policy. Is that something Mr. Stanley will cover?
It's going to be Mr. Snowden.
It's really a team effort. Thank you, Brandon. So Mr. Caldwell is your designated public records officer. However, the zoning department fulfills a large percentage of public records requests. Recently, the state law on public records was changed. Specifically, if a local government is placing electronic records that are available electronically on their website, their policy can be refined to limit requests for commercial purposes. So this policy just simply is slightly refined and incorporates that language. The point being is that these are the people's records. Our office is happy to provide them to residents, journalists, as many as they would like, but if someone is requesting more than 10 records within a month that are available electronically for commercial purposes, they can go on our website and download those on their own. For example, recently someone requested every single document at the recorder's office, which is like thousands and thousands of pieces of paper, and they're a business. They're not residents and journalists and people that are monitoring the function of government. So it simply revises the policy. I did a red line version, sent it to council, circulated internally. Mr. Caldwell, Debbie, Brandon, the folks that handled this, and they were satisfied with this version. So just would request approval of this policy as revised.
Any questions, comments? Mr. Stanley, your recommendation?
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, we've talked, Eric and I have talked about it.
Okay, well, I so move to approve I make a motion to approve the public records policy revisions as submitted.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Kraft?
Yes.
Mr. Adler?
Yes.
There should be a clean copy in there somewhere, Mr. Caldwell, perhaps in the
Yes.
green folder. If we could have you and Barry sign that, whether it's now or after the meeting. Debbie and I added a signature block this morning. She thought it would help keep track of things. Today's the 6th.
We'll take a brief pause while we sign documents.
Can just say this, the average person, customer, there would be no difference in how they're treated under this policy. Thank you.
Just one copy. Okay, let's move right along. The next item is maintenance of street trees.
This is me again, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Kraft. Before you are two maintenance easements between the township and Pulte Homes, but separately, one for the homestead at Scott's Farm development, one for the Pioneer Crossing development, and the maintenance agreement would assign the duty to maintain the HOA, to the street trees to the HOA, with some residual protections for the township road superintendent should they need to intervene for safety. Before these sections are turned over, we're working with the engineer's office to get these in place so that the costs of street trees in the right-of-way is pushed back on the development rather than onto the rest of the residents of the township. There are two there. The motion would be the same. I've provided you a motion that was drafted by council. If you act this evening, we'll work with Pulte's legal counsel to get these recorded. These were reviewed by Ms. Huber as well on our behalf.
And they were reviewed by Pulte also? So
Pulte drafted them originally, and Ms. Huber reviewed them. Ultimately, everybody was satisfied, so if the board acts, Pulte would be responsible for recording them so they don't get lost. Mr. Cole and I discussed earlier, and we thought the board ought to just make a separate motion for each. Was that correct, Mr. Cole? One is Homestead at Scott's Farm, one is Pioneer Crossing.
Questions? Seems pretty straightforward. I appreciate that, Mr. Snowden.
My pleasure.
I'd like to make a motion to approve and adopt a maintenance agreement to authorize and direct the fiscal officer and township administrator to take all actions necessary to execute the agreement and carry it into effect for Pulte Farms. Is that how it is?
For Pulte Homestead at Scott's Farm.
Pulte Homestead at Scott's Farm.
Great.
Second.
Roll call.
Oh, sorry. See,
Sorry.
you turned your head towards
Second
me.
first.
Yeah.
Roll call.
Mr. Kraft?
Yes.
Mr. Adler?
Yes. I'd like to make a motion to approve and authorize the execution and delivery of an amendment to the joint economic.
The next one, it's the same motion, but this time it's Pioneer Crossing, Mr.
I'd like to make a motion to approve and adopt a maintenance agreement as presented to authorize and direct the fiscal officer and township administrator to take all actions necessary to execute the agreement and carry it into effect for Pioneer Crossing.
Second.
Roll call.
Kraft?
Yes.
Mr. Adler?
Yes.
Got some signatures here.
The signature blocks there, I think, have to be signed by Brandon or you in the presence of a notary.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you may just need to leave those.
Okay.
Thank you. You will see these every time a development has street trees. We'll try to keep them the same, but you're going to see me doing this a lot. Thank you.
I appreciate you following up on that because I know from my experience with working on the landscape discuss, there's a lot of effort that goes into maintaining street trees as they mature and there's a cost associated with that maintenance.
Everybody's being told this from day one with their development that this is going to happen, so keep it going.
Thank you. Okay, item C, again, I think Mr. Snowden, you're up on this one, the resolution adopting the expansion for the VA Metro Active Infrastructure Project.
Mr. Chairman, the board previously held a hearing. The city has acted to approve their ordinance. The petitions have been signed by the landowner, so just request approval of this resolution, which was drafted by council. If you approve it, there is a copy of the agreement there for you to sign, for each trustee to sign. Thank you.
I'd like to make a motion for the resolution of approving and authorizing the execution and delivery of an amendment to the Joint Economic Development District Contract by and between the City of Marysville, Ohio and Jerome Township, Union County, Ohio. Have a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Kraft?
Yes.
Mr. Adler?
Yes. We'll pause to get the appropriate signatures.
About the third page back, I think I tagged it there. I can fill out the front part, Robert. The trustees need to sign the page that I tagged in green.
Okay.
I put yay or yes?
Either one.
Yes, it's fine.
Robert, going forward, those are going to be drafted so that Brandon can sign them and the resolution written accordingly. So we don't have to track down all three trustees just to sign that agreement that everybody's looked at for 2-3 months.
Okay.
That's it, Mr. Kraft, just the one spot there. Thank you.